fact,
I like turtles.
200.
Wait, what is this?
Every YouTube video has a unique ID. It's up there in the URL, a string of 11 characters that uniquely identifies which video you want. Now, YouTube has millions and millions of videos. The last stats that they released said that they have 400 hours of video being uploaded every minute. So, are they ever going to run
Every
out of those
minute?
IDs? Well, to find out, let's talk about counting systems. People count in base 10, 0 to 9. That'll be hopefully familiar to you. Computers count in base 2, in binary, but that's difficult for humans to read. It gets too long to write really, really quickly. So, often computers will display it in base 16, hexadecimal. You have 0 to 9, and then A to F, and then you start adding to the next column. Humans can't understand that easily, but it's efficient if we have to type
Wait,
it in.
you do what? Go back. Say that again.
It's 2 in binary, but that's difficult for humans to read. It gets too long to write really, really quickly. So, often computers will display it in base 16, hexadecimal. You have 0 to 9, and then A to F, and then you start adding to the next column. Humans can't understand that easily.
So you go 0 to 9, and then A to F, and then you start adding to the next column.
But it's efficient if we have to type it in somewhere. And 16, 2 to the power of 4, is also easy for computers to deal with. So how about base 64? That would be a ridiculous counting system, right? Except 64 is another one of those easy numbers for computers. It is 2 to the power of 6. And humans can get to 64 very easily. 0 to 9, then capital letters A to Z, then small letters A to Z, and 2 other characters. Most base 64 uses slash and plus, but they don't work so well in URLs, so YouTube uses hyphen and underscore. That YouTube URL, that unique ID, is really just a random number in base 64. They could have picked base 10 or base 16, but they didn't. They went with 64 because it will let you cram a huge number into a small space and still make it vaguely human readable. Author and programmer Sam Hughes, by the way, pushed this to the limit and invented base 65,536, which includes basically every character from every language. It is ridiculous and unnecessary, but when has that ever stopped programmers? So, why didn't YouTube just start counting at 1 and work up? Well, first they would have to synchronize their counting between all the servers handling the video uploads, or they'd have to assign each server a block of numbers. Either way, there's a lot of tracking to do, a lot of making sure that it's never duplicated. Instead, they just generate a random number for each video, see if it's already taken, and if not, use it. And secondly, it is a really, really bad idea to just count 1, 2, 3 or so on in URLs. Incremental counters, as they're called, can be a big security flaw. If you see video 283 up there, then you might wonder, what's video 284? Or video 282? It's easy to enumerate, as it's called, to run through the entire list. YouTube unlisted videos, the ones that don't appear publicly but that you can send the link to people, those wouldn't work. And by the way, lots of badly designed sites do use
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to point this out. I'm sorry. He's walking. All right, where are we at? We're at 257. All right, he's walking on the path, breaks off the main path to go up, starts going uphill. Up, and then turns and goes down the stairs. Down these stairs, he went on this path, up here, down these stairs, and back onto the original path. So why the fuck did he do that? Okay, let's just keep going.
Idea. It might tell your competitors exactly how many customers you have, because they can just count them. It might let people download all your records easily, because they can just run through them. And in one site that someone in Florida emailed me about this week, it lets you look at other people's personal details. Don't use incremental counters. If you're building a website, use a random number. Which brings me to the question.
Makes sense.
Just how big are the numbers that YouTube uses? Well, let's work it out. 1 character of base 64 lets you have 64 ID numbers. 2 characters, that is 64 by 64, or 4096. 3 characters, 64 times 64 times 64, or 64.
Okay, so basically they're never gonna run out because this is like unlimited. This is like infinite.
4 to the power of 3.
Almost.
That is already more than a quarter of a million. And if we go to 4, well, now we're above 16 million. If you use base 64, then you can assign an ID number to everyone who lives in London down there twice over, and you'll only need 4 characters. This gets big fast. We can keep on doing this, and by 7 characters, we are already at 4 quadrillion. Now,
Holy
I assume that YouTube
shit!
checks through a dictionary and doesn't allow any
At 7!
actual words to appear up there, particularly anything rude, but that is going to be a tiny minority of their URLs. So for our purposes,
holy
we
shit.
can pretty much just ignore that. At YouTube's 11 characters, we are at 73 quintillion, 786 quadrillion, 976 trillion, 294 billion, 838 million, 206,464 videos. That is enough for every single human on planet Earth to upload a video every minute for around 18,000 years. YouTube planned ahead. Can they run out of URLs? Technically, yes. Practically, no.
Yeah, in 20,000 fucking years. Bro, holy shit.
They could just add 1 more character.
Oh my god, that is true. They could just add 1 more and it'd be more than doubled. Holy fuck. God damn, man. Holy shit. Okay. Well, that was mind fucking blowing. Almost as mind blowing as him leaving the path just to go back down the stairs and get back on the same path, but whatever.